Hey guys, it's your LA Chic, aka geekxxchic, and we got another Runaways reaction. Finally, the finale. It took me forever to get here. I'm so sorry, guys. I had so many plans to get this thing done way back in December, but it just hasn't worked out that way. So anyways, we're here. Finale is here. I'm super excited and also sad because this show is a lot of fun to watch, as you guys already know. This is called Split Up. So as we know, the last episode had quite a bit go down. One of the biggest, I guess, developments we could say was that Chase chose to join Pride in helping them round up the rest of the kids. He thinks he's doing it to protect his fellow Runaways, but again, like I said, I don't know how much this is Chase genuinely thinking that he's going to help his friends and how much of this is just him trying to figure out what's actually going on, because we saw that he did find the vial of the substance that they were testing on the 2 Pride employees. I don't have a lot of faith just because Chase hasn't exactly been the brightest bulb in the chandelier where this group's been concerned, but I'm really hoping that he put some 2 and 2 together and realized that Pride is not at all what they're pretending to be. We also had Nico potentially accepting the fact that this darkness, this ability that she's got with the staff is something that she's just going to have to learn to live with and know that it's a part of her. But of course, she still does have to deal with some of the repercussions of some of the actions that she's committed while letting the staff kind of take over her. In the last episode, we had Zavin come out and tell Carolina that they are intended to be together. And so this is why it's, you know, why it sought Carolina out and is focused on Carolina. So that's a lot of information. And obviously, I feel like this is going to be a really crucial part of what eventually might take down Jonah and all the others, because if Zavin, it seems like it's already completely latched on to Carolina. And if that's the case, if Carolina wants to protect her friends, then we've got an insider on the Runaways side. So without further ado, let's get into this one and we'll chat later, okay? Ooh.
It's just a thing that is known.
Who's talking?
A truth. A prophecy. Who comes to believe.
Is this Zavin?
That the story is about them.
Or Carolina?
My betrothed.
You told that to her in animation? That's a different superpower.
Our destinies are woven together by prophecy.
Is there maybe a hard copy of this prophecy?
No one uses hard copy, Carolina.
Kurt loves her. I saw it with my own eyes.
And heard it from you. A lot of love chased so much. Too much? Kurt called me a coward.
That got weird.
This is our last act of diplomacy.
If they turn you down, there's no other choice. It's war. And you know what happens in war.
So exactly how are you saying this is supposed to work as a family? Like, do they even hear themselves? This just doesn't make sense to me plot-wise, guys. I'm sorry, but you're all like, we love our kids, but we'll kill you if you don't come home. What? You are not eating a donut and ketchup. No! Is this Zavin? Is this some weird alien?
Oh my God! Shapeshifter. Still getting used to having a mouth.
Oh. So far I like Zavin. Zavin can stay.
Bad from happening. Something really bad.
Go on.
I need to lay it out in person so everyone can make the decision that's best for them.
That's fair.
He wants to meet up.
So you won't forgive me, ever? Forgiveness is earned. Over time with deeds, not words.
True that.
And if she needs backup, I've got it.
Guys, if that's the case, wouldn't it be better?
There were twice the backup? Am I really this small?
Yes.
I'm here with an offer from our parents.
Oh my God, you're one of them.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he
Makes
is.
total sense. You always wanted to go home.
Okay, will you please listen?
Why would we want a totally corrupt organization and the hypocritical life that comes with that?
Because
Right.
they'd step back. They would let us run it however we choose. They have resources for,
You're so stupid, Chase.
I don't know, feminist empowerment projects, feeding
Oh,
the poor.
God.
All the memories, everything that binds us together will be erased forever.
That might not be such a bad thing.
What?
Well, some of us didn't even need a drug to destroy our connection.
Damn!
Getting rid of my memories sounds kind of good.
You're going in for the kill! Bye, sucker! I mean, I half feel sorry for you, Chase, but not really. You really should be smarter than this after spending time with so many smart people.
What's that noise?
I don't hear anything.
Listen.
You should have brought 7.
We gotta try and lose him.
Everybody go.
Oh, this is why they split up. Good shot, Moles!
Sorry, dude. Do you have insurance or something?
Insurance is a corporate swindle invented to capitalize on our inner.
Wow, okay.
Oh, you're totally speaking my language.
What's your name?
What's your name again?
Hey, yeah, it's here from the Wizard Gal.
Aw.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd run into you again.
No time.
Kurt, they're here. Quick, swat me through.
Right while you're sitting here flirting with your next boyfriend. Calm down.
Hey, here you go. Thank you. Hot today, huh?
I love Alex. He's too smart. Later, losers.
I should have never let him play Grand Theft Auto.
I knew a game reference was coming. I knew it.
I think you need to go out and create a life of your own and
How?
see what happens.
Trapped in a ship for a couple thousand years.
The others escaped when I did. They're Gaborim, unlike me.
You think this is part of Jonah's plan to lure Carolina back?
Very possible.
Yeah. I can't believe you're all so slow. Zavin, the brightest one in the whole group. Oh, I'm glad you've got time to color.
If you have to keep a secret so that your friends can survive, isn't it worth it?
This is exactly the type of thinking that got us into this mess.
True.
And now, weirdly, his skin's flaking.
Liking how?
Yes, thank you. At least you noticed that. Not this ass again.
Hey, don't touch that!
You mean this? It's Zavin!
You have a nasty habit of inserting yourself where you're not welcome.
This is why we like her.
I'm supposed to be the big sister. Where do you think I learned it from?
Cute. Ooh, I like this song.
No dejen que me toque.
Oh, she's with her people now, Dale.
You okay?
Pedófilo! Pedófilo!
Okay, that one I understood.
You did not, Molly. Give him some nice street justice.
I did what was necessary to restrain the youngling. Now help me with her extraction. Was my language improperly understood?
Total alien now. Let's see whose cardio's better. Alex Wilder, what are you planning? He wouldn't do it.
Good thing we sent the employees home early.
I think you've underestimated your daughter again, Tina, although this isn't Tina.
What do you...
Damn, this is gonna be good. Go, Nico! This is a badass family, though, you gotta admit. Good girl. One-handed bitch. What's up? Ooh, I kind of like when Robert gets angry. I mean, I don't want him to win, but... Wow, it's like that. You completely destroyed anything you're gonna have left with her, which is why I don't understand any of this. Damn! Minoru family! Yeah, next level. Wait, did her eyes go black? Come on, Nico. Come on, yep. Staff's coming. Y'all messed with the wrong one. Y'all messed with the wrong one.
This isn't me, but I've seen this before.
Yep.
Robert? Are you?
Does he have glass in his neck?
Did you see her, Tina?
She just killed her.
And if I were you guys, I'd put those weapons down. Right? LAPD has a little thing about black folks waving guns around.
True.
Or to pull that trigger on Darius.
Yep.
You did that because you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
It's dominoes, bitch. Wash.
Alex! Hold it right there! Don't move!
I'm so proud.
Wait a minute, okay? Just wait.
No, my Negro. And you got a record.
Yeah, it's mine.
Both of you, turn around.
But I was gonna say, like, you forget your son is smarter than you.
I'm really disappointed. Both of you should be quicker on the uptake.
Yeah, it's true.
wanted to use these.
So dumb.
Your mom's been acting a little strange lately. Erratic, violent, and actually some might say bloodthirsty.
You don't say.
And your sister, thankfully,
My murderous father is taking me on the lam because he's afraid of my
Murderous
even more murderous
mother.
mother.
Great plan.
pretty much nailed it.
Beautiful sound from the soundboard. Trey's solos are delectable.
I mean, I'm not completely against it because he's right. That chick would have probably killed Gert, so he's kind of saving her life right now, unfortunately. And old laces.
Who's the host?
It was one of the parents we would know by now.
Well, there is one thing we haven't considered. It could be one of the kids.
I never thought about that.
Where's Carolina?
With her father.
I failed. The magistrate has
Wait, no, Jonah's dead. I killed him.
No, you didn't.
killed his host. The body has energy inhabited.
So he can't be killed?
The magistrate will be difficult to destroy, but not impossible.
Clear these hosts are fragile and capable of containing us without complications.
Exactly.
Just some lotion, y'all. What do y'all have against lotion on your planet? Zavin gets it.
Which one looks the tastiest?
You asked for that, Chase, so I don't feel sorry for you. Aw, Stanley dedication. That was sweet. All right, guys. Well, that was it. Season finale of The Runaways, called Split Up. And yes, our group did have to split up. I mean, I think the title was pretty self-explanatory. Interesting ending. I mean, I'm glad now that all is revealed. We now understand what's going on. We've got the backstory, thanks to Zavin, of what we're dealing with here. I wasn't sure. One of the big questions I asked when I saw the posters going up that Victor/Jonah was putting up was, oh my god, how many were in that ship? We have no idea. There are thousands. Like, what? Thankfully, it's very much containable. So I think in the comics there were 3 of them, but here we've got Jonah, I'm assuming it was his wife, because she kept calling him dearest or whatever, one of their children, and it looks like there's another one. Son, they're saying, their son. So there's 4 of them in this case, but I'm wondering if the boy didn't make it, because like I said, in the comics there's 3 Gaborim, so maybe their son that they keep talking about didn't make it. He said that potentially one of the children might have been taken over by one of them, but I don't think any of the kids have been acting out of sorts lately. Like, I don't think it could take over Nico, because Nico's got the whole dark, thank you for those in the comments who commented, the Dark Force dimension is channeling through Nico now, like, fully. So I don't think that whoever these energy forces is, I don't know. I'm totally guessing here. But my guess is I don't think that they could probably inhabit a body that's also being inhabited by another energy, especially one that's the literal antithesis. Like, the Gaborim are quote-unquote light, whereas the Dark Force dimension is darkness. So yeah, that's why I don't think it's Nico. I don't think it's Alex either, but we could be wrong. Just in the case of, again, I keep referring back to the comics and how Alex is the one who ends up betraying everybody to get, to get a space in the Gaborim's precious new world. So maybe potentially it could be Alex. That'd be a wild card. I'd kind of hate it if it was Alex, but we haven't seen Alex at this point show any signs of acting differently. But again, since this show has had a constant theme of the group against Alex, I would not be surprised if that's where they went with it. Other than that, as I said, Carolina, obviously there's no need for that. And with any of the with Gert and Molly, I still believe that Molly, her powers, I think, are somehow associated with whatever the material is that Jonah was digging up, like whatever source, whether it was from the ship or whatever, the same thing that gave that other guy that, oh god, I forgot his name already, the other kid that was juicing off of the rocks. I somehow just think that Molly is somehow part of their energy or part of whatever fuels them in some way. So I don't know, I just get a sense that I think she's actually going to be very key in taking the Gaborim down, because I think she's someone that they're not going to be able to control. Like, her and Nico are the wild cards I think that even the Gaborim have not accounted for at this point. With that in mind, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that it was any of the kids, but as I said, I would not be surprised if maybe the son did die. Just because, again, if we're going with the comic theme, then there would only be 3 Gaborim left, being Jonah, whoever is in Tina, and whoever is in Gert's mom. Interesting, just as a side note, Gert's mom actually planned for Gert to be taken away with her father. I'm surprised. I thought Victor's plan was to kill all the kids, but maybe he was just like, I just don't want them around Carolina. Because yeah, if Gert's dad takes Gert someplace super far away, then that's still no longer Jonah's problem. I think really the only ones that they would want to take out completely at this point, as we saw, Chase, you know, he's got no love for Chase. So he's willing to sacrifice Chase. He's willing to sacrifice, I'm sure he'd be willing to sacrifice Molly and Nico as well. But as I said, those are the wild cards that Jonah couldn't have possibly anticipated coming along, because I feel like, as I said, they don't know. They think everything that Nico's doing is through the staff. Though now Tina has seen what happens to Nico when she's pushed to the absolute brink, so I would not be surprised if she says something to Jonah. Again, I don't know if she knows that that's what it is, but we heard Tina say that she's seen it before, but she didn't actually think, I don't know, she just said she's seen it before. But I don't know if that was the real Tina saying that or if it was the Gaborim version. So that's something we're gonna have to wait till next season to know. But I feel like the real Tina was the one who said something about that. Like, I think she might have experienced some of the Dark Force dimension when she was using the staff, but she never submitted to it, or she never used it enough to actually become one with it the way that Nico has. So it's something that I don't think Jonah and his people are aware of, and it's something that's completely separate from all the things that they've encountered on Earth already. So I think that Nico and Molly are going to be absolutely instrumental to taking the Gaborim down, because I think they're going to be the ones who are truly going to be somewhat immune to anything that they can do with their powers. Of course, I am wondering what Jonah's planning to do with Carolina. He does have her in one of those chambers. Is he willing to sacrifice her? I don't think so. I think what his plan is to basically weaken her to the point and probably try to mentally break her down. My assumption is that Carolina is probably somewhat immortal, so he could potentially do this over decades and centuries maybe to get her in line. They are trying to build a new ship, which is good to know what their actual goal is so far. But I think what was really great was that Zavin gave us that backstory that we've been looking for, as far as how they got there, why they're there. And again, it didn't really explain. It sounds like the crashing on Earth was not their intention. It looks like they were trying to just stay on this ship and surf the galaxies, I don't know, for infinity, but they crashed on Earth and now plans have changed. I have to say that I really, really enjoy the way the show gave us the history of the Gaborim, because I feel like, once again, this probably should have been given to us earlier, but I can see why it couldn't have been done earlier, the way that they decided to play it out, with us taking pretty much all of season 1 to figure out that Jonah was an alien and what he was capable of and all those good things. But I love how they're like, hey, this is the finale. We don't have time now to go through a long, sordid, detailed story of how this whole history of the Gaborim came to be. So bless Zavin, the way that he just like broke it all down real simple, like, so that it was all understandable for Carolina, who, let's face it, I mean, Carolina's pretty, but she's not that bright. You know what I'm saying? She's a little slow on the update. I love how Zavin was like, I just decided to use concepts that I was pretty sure you'd understand. So I basically drew really simple 2-dimensional drawings for you. But I liked it because, look, obviously for the audience, that's very helpful for us as well to get the story very quickly with simple concepts. Obviously, there's still more questions, but we get the gist. We know that these are an alien family, that they consider themselves to be royalty, or at least they were part of a royal family. We know that they crashed here. We know that Zavin was not supposed to be on the ship. I'm trying to think back to the episodes where Jonah mentioned Zavin, and I thought that he had called Zavin a brother, but he just said your brother is on the ship. So I didn't think about that. I guess I just made that association, but clearly Zavin's not even one of them. Like, it's stowed away on the ship, and it's a shapeshifter. So Zavin can take on any form that it wants, male, female. Basically, it looks like, we're gonna say she, because she's taking on a human form right now. She scans an individual and then she becomes that thing. So there doesn't seem to be any limitations on that. Sadly, she seems to be, she's not as strong as Jonah, it looks like, or not as strong as the Gaborim, because Jonah took her out with one blast. Oh, not just they took her out, knocked her out with one blast. Obviously, as I mentioned before, this explains, because I was like, why would Zavin go against the rest and be looking for Carolina? This seems strange. But it all makes sense now. Zavin believes that Carolina is the betrothed one, and she's not one of them. She's not one of them. And from the sounds of things, the Gaborim are always a-holes. So the fact that they've had her in servitude for God knows how long clearly says a lot about them. And she was just basically used to maintain the ship more than anything else. So anyways, as I predicted, she is going to be the huge chink in the armor, I think, as far as taking the Gaborum down. She knows enough about them. Like she said, killing them will be difficult, but not impossible. Other thing I guess we could touch on was Alex's masterful trap that he set for his parents. They now have a gun that's associated not with Darius's death, because unfortunately there's just no way I think he's gonna be able to ever tie his mother to that. But Darius did apparently some pretty bad stuff with the gun that Alex had touched, and now his parents' fingerprints are all over that gun. Well, I shouldn't say that, it wouldn't be their fingerprints because they didn't touch the gun. It was just in their possession, but that's enough. The sad reality, like this is what made me sad about that part, is that Alex kind of played into the fact that the sad reality is that when it comes to people of color and the law, it's not on our side. And even though his mom is a lawyer, like she's a black lawyer, and that's what people are gonna look at more than anything. A black lawyer who's married to a man who already has a record for killing someone. Or I think it was, wasn't it that? I think that Jeffrey was initially in jail because a security guard died on a heist or something. So anyway, long story short is Jeff's in a bad position. That part made me sad because Alex kind of knew that it's not going to go well for his parents for that reason alone. But he had to put them away somehow, and he wanted them to have justice. Like, he didn't want to kill them. Like, when he was holding the gun and pointing it at them, I was like, Alex, you're not a murderer. Although he did get really close with AWOL. It's not, it's still his parents. I think he just more than anything wants them to suffer, because they have been, out of all the parents, next to Carolina's mom, up until she figured out that she was a pawn, they were the least apologetic, and Tina. They were the least apologetic for the things that they've been doing. So anyway, it was really well done, well played, and Alex getting a chance to tell them off before they got arrested was pretty satisfying. But we'll see how long it lasts. They don't have pride behind them anymore either, so I don't know. Alex's parents could very well end up in jail at this point. That's basically it. Gert is on her way, God knows where, with her dad. Yeah, that's kind of sad on one sense because she clearly is not on good terms with Dale anymore. But Dale is safer than Stacy at the moment. Stacy would definitely, Gert would be in one of those pods right now if Dale hadn't been allowed to take her, and we heard that she let Dale take Gert. So at this point, it's a good thing. I'm sure we all know Gert will make her way back at some point. Dale is a big pushover in the end, really, and I think spending enough time with Gert, he's not going to be okay with the two of them leaving Molly and just, everything that's going down. Like, somehow, some way, Gert will make her way back. We'll have to wait till next season to see how that happens. I think once the group figures out that Chase is going to be sacrificed, potentially, that is going to be a massive trigger to have them go in and do a rescue attempt. So there's a lot that's wide open now for next season. I'm hoping that we'll see more of Nico coming into her own where her powers are concerned. I'm glad to hear Robert didn't die, even though, actually pause, rewind. We just take 2 minutes to talk about that killer fight scene between Nico and her parents. The Minoru family fight was boss. That was so good. Well choreographed, looked amazing. Like, they're such a badass family. Like, it's so awful that they're gonna be at odds, and that obviously not all of them are gonna come out of this show. Like, that's honestly the saddest thing to me right now, because they're such a badass family. Just imagine if they were working together. That's like, just, it was so bittersweet watching that moment, because on the one hand I was like, these people are awesome, they should work together, but then knowing that they can't, that we're gonna definitely lose at least the parents. We know the parents are probably going to be doomed at some point, but it's so sad. We just don't see enough really good, smart, just amazing Asian families on television. Like, ones where just where there isn't a ton of stereotypes and, just the stuff that a lot of Asian families on TV, especially on American TV, that we've seen. Like, this is such a great, cool example of a family that still very much holds on to who they are as Asians, but also is just cool and badass, and that's more of the focus than anything else. And I just would love to take the Minurus and that dynamic and transplant it into so many more shows out there. But anyway, that was boss, and I'm glad we got to see that fight, and I'm super glad that Nico got to win that fight. But not after she got quite the walloping. Poor girl. I mean, that's a family you still want to mess with, right? Forget getting grounded. Your parents might just karate chop your ass into your room, okay? So anyway, overall, guys, this was a really good season. I think it was well done, well written. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm definitely looking forward to season 3. I do wonder how long they plan on keeping the show going. Because obviously in the comics, a big part of their whole arc was to get this Gaborum destroyed, like to stop these foreign entities and keep them from ever rising to the power that would eventually take over the earth. So they've obviously made a lot of changes to adapt this for television, so I am curious as to what the end goal will be, but I think we'll get a little bit more of insight into that next season, and so I'm looking forward to that, which I'm thinking we're probably not going to see this again until probably December or even January of next year. But I really hope you enjoyed watching along with me this season, guys. Again, my apologies that this didn't get out as fast as I would have liked, but I'm so happy you stuck in there and bared with me, and I hope you enjoyed watching with me. If you like this video, please click like, and if you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya!